Hello, everybody. My name is Dropkick Miller. I am here. Well, I'm not so sure as much as joined by, or if I'm joining him, but Crazy Calvin 0113.
Alright, well,
And and I have a theory today about Bendy Ink Machine. For all of you guys who haven't been watching a bunch of old Let's Plays lately, you might have skipped past this one, and can't blame you, really. I mean, the game isn't exactly lined up to... Some of the games haven't exactly been lined up as Game of the Year. But what it lacks in popularity, it more than makes up for in story, style, and just great gameplay. Now, if you want a short version, it's basically just an old artist gets invited back to the studio after so many years of leaving it, only to find that it's infested with ink monsters. And like any good horror protagonist, he just goes in blindly without even consulting a weapon. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about, though. What I'm talking about, though, is, well, that for all those who do know a good bit of Bendy lore, I'm sure you're all familiar with cycle breakers. They're the kinds of people that end the cycle and restart it. What if I told you, though, that Bendy and the rest of the Lost Ones are actually trying to do something good? Now, I know you won't believe me at first, but hear me out. So, what I think what they're trying to do is prevent the cycle from restarting, cause in Dark Revival, Wilson was trying to quote-unquote fix their world, try to make it a better place, and honestly, I think he actually was in his own homicidal way. But nonetheless, he had good intentions. It was just a bad result. Him turning up into should I say chopped liver or chopped Wilson?
just like one.
chopped Wilson. Anyway. Yeah. So we see in Dark Revival that Wilson and his keepers are actually capturing these cycle breakers and containing them for, to us at least, no apparent reason. They say just because they're cycle breakers. But think about what I just said about the cycle breakers. They restart the cycle. Everything starts anew. Old Bendy still rules, and Joey's creations still come to life. Now, think about this for a second. What Wilson has done. Wilson has established kind of a civilization. He actually gave people a safe haven. A safe haven from the Ink Demon. And he's even actually trying to kill the Ink Demon himself through false propaganda by saying he did, but as we all know from that painting, he didn't. He obviously didn't.
Yeah.
But
especially not the way he said this.
Oh dear God, no. But so you're thinking, well, the cycle breakers are bad because they're just trying to restart the cycle and trying to make things worse for everyone else, even though they have good intentions. Yes, that is basically what I'm trying to get at here. But why their first instinct is to do that is because of the man behind it all. Good old, well, I'm not sure if I should say good old or bad old, but Joey Drew, the mastermind behind so many nightmares. And he had put those, what if I told you that he intentionally put those cycle breakers there? Now I don't really have any evidence to support that. That's more of a hot take. But what if Joey Drew put those cycle breakers there to continue the cycle, to continue Henry's torture. Well, actually, not just Henry, but all of his employees, to continue his employees' torture. So, that's really more of a hot take than a theory, but there it is. It's up there. That Joey Drew saw to the detail that their first instinct would be to end the cycle, so everyone that has ever angered Joey could be tortured furthermore.
Very reasonable, wink wink.
So, yeah, I never thought I was gonna say this whenever I first saw the walking respiratory system, but he was actually trying to do some good, at least through my eyes.
Well,
what do you think?
So your theory is that he was trying to do good all along?
That he was trying to like, here, let me think. That he was trying to stop the cycle from resetting, so they don't get tortured forevermore.
I mean,
what do you think?
He just gave off creepy vibes, but it's honestly not really that. Let's just say he executed it poorly, but the intentions weren't of evil, I would say.
You know the old saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yep. Well, additionally, that's not it. As this is one of the longer ones, he decided that he wanted to do a two-part one.
Twofer, that's what I'm calling it, twofer.
Yeah.
Twofer goober.
What is the other one you might be saying? That is...
You are going to be saying this.
Yeah. That's where I was getting to. Anyways, the question is, because Bendy 3 is releasing this year, they announced it. I don't think they gave a date. But...
I'll have to research that.
Yeah. But, they haven't even given it a title yet. They just announced it.
Ben 3 is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, I'm calling it Ben 3 from now on, until I get a title. I imagine it's something like Bendy and the...
Yeah.
I feel like
unless
the Lost Ones would be really cool of a name.
Or unless it's going to be another spin-off like Boris and the Dark Survival, it's going to be Bendy and the...
Yeah.
Bendy and the Last Reckoning?
Well, yeah, they're probably gonna end it there unless they go the full FNAF route, but I don't think they're gonna do
Oh,
that.
good gosh.
Oh, that would just be... And then they would have to end up making movies where Henry would be played by Jack Black. But... I think I've gone off topic. The point is... I saw something when I was playing the ending, which will be up pretty soon, that intrigued me. It was about the ink machine. It said how it went from... I'm trying to think of my words. What's it called?
No, he's talking about the archives.
Yeah, the archive. Once you beat the game, you get the archive section. And I looked at the ink machine's description. It said, what's it called? Gent. It said they owned it, and then it went to Arch Studios, and then it goes back to Gent.
He kind of made a little bit of a mistake. Joey Drew stealed it and patented it as his own. Then Archgate Studios, as they repoed all of Joey Drew's possessions, claimed the ink machine, and then, as we see from the bonus cutscene in Bendy and the Revival, Gent takes it for themselves.
But it kind of goes in a pattern. Because in the first one, it takes place at Joey Drew Studios.
Yes.
The second one, it takes place at Archgate Studios.
Now, if you're wondering, well, why would it be taking place in Archgate Studios when there's very familiar places? And honestly, I had to rock my brain around that too. And honestly, this is the solution I have for you. Tapes. There have been tapes of Nathan Arch, not Wilson, his daddy obsessed son, who, as Dr. Evil would say, someone has some daddy issues. Anyway, not him, he, Nathan. And that's the only thing we're going off of that. Also, just some very unfamiliar changes in that too.
Yeah. So, that would only mean that the third one would take place at Gent Studios. Wait, not Studios, Gent, something rather. You know what I mean.
I mean, it only makes sense since we go from Joey Drew Studios to Archgate Studios and now Gent Corporation.
Yep. And since one of the main characters, being Wilson, was the... It feels like our main one of the main characters is always related to the owners. Not related, but in the sense of the first game, Henry was the business partner of Joey. In the second game,
Artiste.
what's her face? I can't remember her name.
Audrey?
Audrey, yeah. She is, well, Joey Drew's alleged daughter, but also, Wilson is...
Huh?
Wilson is Nathan Arch's son.
We learned that through a surprise in Chapter 5.
Yeah. There will be I should have said this earlier, but there are spoilers if you haven't played it already.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were expecting that, though.
Yes.
So, with that being said, the third game will likely have something to do with Gent. Someone in that facility will probably be the person you would play as, if that's correct. So, who is unknown, and hopefully there's there was a teaser trailer just showing the title, but hopefully there's an actual trailer coming soon.
Here, if you don't mind, I think I may know who we may play as. Now, this is just a little hot take, another one of my hot takes. What if we play as Mecha Boris?
What?
So, let me explain. The person that Mecha Boris is based off of is a man named Thomas Connor, the man who literally invented the ink machine.
Uh-huh.
And he worked for Gent previous to him working for Joey Drew Studios. Well, prior, I should say, but he worked with Gent before he worked with Joey Drew Studios. So, what if... now, this is just a hot take. What if we play as Tom in Ben 3D?
I mean, I see your point, but we have no evidence until an actual trailer releases. But I'm going to stick with that until further notice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whee!
I'll be talking about if a trailer ever releases and stuff like that. So yeah, that's
the structural integrity of this.
This is one of the longer theories, honestly, because most of them are around 2 or 3 minutes because they're shorter. But yeah, this was a 2-for-1. So yeah. Also, I completed Bendy in the record level today, but they're being posted sporadically through today and tomorrow. So yeah. Goodbye.